Growing up, the thrift store was one of my family's preferred weekend outings. It was something to do that didn't cost much, and more importantly, it was a reason for us to get out of that house. But at the time, I was very in tune with social media and tried to keep up with what was trendy. I used to genuinely get excited seeing what certain brands I liked at the time were releasing, knowing good and damn well I wouldn't be able to afford any of it. So, my reality was grounded in my family's frugal practices. But my mind was free to dream about owning, experiencing, and being part of that men's fashion culture that was being presented online. I think people who thrift or buy secondhand have, in the back of their mind, this dream of finding that perfect piece. That piece is different for everyone, but for me in high school, that dream was miraculously finding one of those brands in a thrift outing with my family. I used to look at every single item in the men's section, hoping to find that it piece. I left no rack unchecked. I thumbed through the selection at my local Goodwill with the most precision, wondering what the next graphic print would be. Suffice to say, it never happened. I mean, the closest thing I got to it was finding knockoffs here and there, to which I put back with disappointment. I understand that it's ridiculous to think like this, even back then, and yet I still had these dreams. I realized early on that it cost nothing to dream. It was my mantra, something to justify my thoughts and actions. My inclination to keep up with the new releases online. A couple of years ago, one of my friends asked if I wanted to go to an automotive swap meet. I said sure, not expecting anything really. I mean, best case scenario, I found something. Worst case scenario, I enjoyed the day walking around looking at random car parts. It was a nice day. I had managed to find a tee and a couple of records. As we were making our final rounds, we came across one of the last booths we hadn't yet visited in the large parking lot. We stopped for a second and checked out the unique blend of car parts and clothing that the vendor had for sale. It was an innocent stop like all the others, but in the corner of my eye, I noticed a bright red Letterman sticking out on one of the rounded clothing racks. I went over and checked it out. It had happened. My unrealistic, childish dream came true. It had turned out to be a hysteric glamour jacket, which I had recognized by its loud pop art style. I asked the vendor his price and almost immediately counteroffered, to which he declined. I mean, it was worth a shot. Maybe tomorrow, he said. I remember getting irritated because I was under the impression that it was a one-day event, so I thought he was telling me to get lost. I bit the bullet and agreed to his initial offer, and we went on our way. To this day, it's my favorite jacket that I own, and ironically, the thing I wear the least. No, I don't even consider it when picking out what to wear for the day. I've probably worn it only a handful of times when I'm really feeling it. It just takes up space, and being one of the loudest things in my closet means it catches my eye every single day. Why don't I wear it frequently? Is it because I don't use Instagram anymore? The app I use to keep up with men's fashion scenes? Or is it because of the rarity of the situation that makes me want to avoid wearing it in the event that I'll damage it? How can I like something, yet somehow avoid any and all engagement with it? I mean, what happens when an unrealistic dream comes true? What are you supposed to do from there? Will I ever find another it piece, or is this just the one? I probably peaked with this find, and yet it hangs in my closet, just like at the swap meet. If I happened to ask my mom, she would probably say that it was just a waste of money.